EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 gets a major update, and Pokémon Sword and Shield gets a brand new mythical Pokémon. I'm Andrew Dornan, and this is my show, What's New? So you may have noticed in the little intro thing, I didn't say and more, and that's because we only have two stories. One story is actually two in one, but it's just I think Fridays are going to be more chill episodes where I don't cover 3 or 4 stories. I cover 2 stories that I wanted to cover, but I just I either forgot to add them into the episode or they just didn't fit because I wanted to talk about other things. But that's basically how I've decided that the Friday show is going to do, or is going to be formatted. So with that out of the way, let's get into the news. Alright, so our first story of today is that EA's Star Wars Battlefront 2 is getting a major update called the Age of Rebellion. This is really cool because it adds in a lot of things. It adds 2 new reinforcements, which is what they call the minor hero classes. And then on top of that, there's some more things being added into co-op and new weapons and a lot of quality of life changes. The things I want to go over real quick are that there's an Ewok hunter that is going to be coming in coming in as a reinforcement for the rebellion. And the Ewok hunter, a while back, they had a mode called Ewok Hunt, and I think it was only for the month of October. It was their Halloween special. But basically, you played as either a stormtrooper or you played as an Ewok, and you hunted each other down. And it was really intense and kind of scary. But the Ewok hunter is basically a more beefed up version of the Ewoks that you played as in Ewok Hunt, or was it called Night on Endor? No, I think it was called Ewok Hunt. So it's it has, the Ewok hunter has a bow and arrow. You can do just, auto fire, or you can really zoom in and get a good shot. They have I can never say the name right. I always want to call them will-o-wisp, but that's a totally different thing. But basically you throw a bag and these giant firefly looking things swarm the enemy, and it disorients them and also does damage, and because they can't do anything, that makes them easy targets. So that's really cool. And then on the other side, you have the Galactic Empire getting a new reinforcement option. This is the ISB agent. The ISB agent comes with dual wielding pistols, which is really cool. And also, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there was something weird about the design of the ISB agent, the Imperial Security Bureau agent. The role was introduced in the TV show Star Wars Rebels, and I always thought it was a little weird. It was this weird branch between, or this weird merge between a Roman centurion in terms of how they presented themselves, and then the helmet, and then a regular Imperial officer with they had the battle suit that officers would wear if they were going into battle. It was this odd blend of designs, and it was something that I always thought was really interesting. And so it's kind of cool to see that they finally brought that in to Star Wars Battlefront 2. So that's really cool. The dual wielding blasters, you can just do a normal firing, or you can do a power shot, which is really cool. And then also you can give a boost to nearby allies with the what was it, double your efforts ability. So that was really cool. And then on the map side of things, so I mentioned co-op, that is getting some more planets. You've got Yavin, Death Star 2, Endor Hoth, Tatooine Castle, and Jabba's Palace, which are all really fun. And I was looking through those, and I was like, I've seen those before. And Jabba's Palace was actually in the first EA Battlefront. It was a very small map with a lot of hallways, and it was a lot of fun to just fly around in, and especially that big open area. So that was a lot of fun. And then on top of the new plans, you also have capital ship co-op, which is really fun. So if you wanted to do the capital supremacy, but you didn't want to do it with a bunch of randos, you just wanted to do it in co-op, now you can. Right now it's just the Clone Wars era capital supremacy, but they are looking to add more of the eras in later, so that's really cool. And then, like I said, there is a lot of quality of life changes, a lot more. The thing that I saw that I was really interested in is that you get a lot more control over how you want to present your UI, which is it's just very nice to have. So yeah. I run a Star Wars Battlefront 2 news Facebook page, and I actually wrote a post about, like, just a quick fire post on, like, all the updates, and I linked to the forum post that a representative from EA made detailing all the changes, and I will have a link to that forum post as my source in the show notes. Alright, our second and final story of today is a 2-for-1 deal, just because they're quick little fire off things. The first things first is that we got a new mythical Pokemon added to Sword and Shield. I know I'm gonna mispronounce it, but I think it's pronounced Zarude or Zarude. One of those. It's a dark grass type. It's a very angry looking monkey, and I love it. It's great. It's cool as hell. And I will probably not catch it because I don't have Pokemon Sword and Shield. So yeah, but I think if I did have Sword and Shield, I would definitely catch it just for the sake of being like, I've got the new mythical Pokemon. How cool is that? And then speaking of new Pokemon, except in this case they're not new Pokemon, they're 20-year-old Pokemon. We have some new max raid battles. We have Mewtwo, who cannot be caught and is more so just a test of your skill. So that will be very interesting to see how people handle that. I've seen murmurings on Twitter that some people have found ways to cheese the fight, which I personally think is really funny. I'm someone who, when it comes to a boss fight, I look at it and I'm like, I have two options. I can either cheese the boss fight, or I can cheese the boss fight, and I've always gone for the cheesing of the boss fight. I think there's only one time I've ever fought a boss the way it should have been fought. But other than that, I just cheese it. So the fact that people are cheesing this Mewtwo max raid battle is a lot of fun. And then on top of that, even though Mewtwo can't be caught, there's a chance that you might get a really helpful item. But the Pokemon that you can catch that are in the new max raid battles are Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Squirtle, and Wartortle. So your original Kanto starters and their second stage evolutions, and they have Dynamax forms apparently, so you can get them in these max raid battles, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that's that. That is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This has just been a really super short and quick video. I was looking for news, and there's a lot of stuff that happened in PAX, and I couldn't figure out what to talk about. And I was like, alright, default things that I really like: Star Wars Battlefront and Pokemon. And so I was like, well, I have news stories for both of them, so I threw them in here. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to find more ways to support me and my content, I have a link to the support the content page in the show notes. And if you want to know more about Andrew Dornan's What's New, I have a link to the main show page also in the show notes. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on Monday for another episode of the show. Bye-bye.